Slabbed Cinema, grading film and television like collectibles. Is it a Mint 10.0 or a 1.2 dog? Let's find out.
And you are a great white hunter?
I'm the expedition facilitator.
Need some bug spray? Bug spray?
And now it's time to review Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Welcome to the clean room. Fallen Kingdom or Fallen Franchise? Let's grade. Entertainment value.
I did not enjoy this movie at all. I'll just go ahead and say it. I enjoyed the how it should have ended much more than I enjoyed the movie. So I definitely am gonna say that this one I'll give it like a 3 on entertainment value. I can't go any higher than that. I just can't.
There is very little I find redeeming about this movie. I'm going to go 1 on entertainment value. And I actually think less of myself for giving it a 1. But I think I was slightly entertained when the long neck gets the island, collapses the volcano, and they're sailing away. In some grim way, I was entertained.
I'm going to go. Here's the thing. I just watched it today. I think I'm going to make a true confession in that the first time I saw this movie, I must have just been, the popcorn must have been really fresh and really good. The screen was really big and it was IMAX and I didn't hate it. So just based on that initial experience, I guess I have to give the entertainment value a little bit of something. So I'm going to average it, maybe say like a 4, because having rewatched it today, God, I don't know what I was, but just based on my recollection of the first time, I'm going to give it that 4. Rewatchability.
I own this one on digital as well. And I pulled up how many times I've watched it today. And that is once. So I will tell you that just based on the one time that I rewatched it, I'm going to give it a 1.
That seems fair. I'm going to give it a 0.
So you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Like I'm never rewatching it. I remember leaving the theaters thinking to myself, I'm just going to pretend this one didn't happen. Like I'm just going to this one wasn't a movie. I can't think of anything in it. I can't even think of a scene that I would want to watch again. Not even one scene, because it feels like there's a lot of wasted time in this movie, like a lot of it. So yeah, 0.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go 0 because I feel like this is the kind of movie that gets worse every time you watch it. Again, I thought it was a decent, not great, but decent watchable film the first time I watched it, because I didn't pay that close of attention. I was paying a little bit closer attention this time. I'm like, God, this is bad. And I think every time I watch it, I'm going to feel like it was worse. So that's I'm going to give it a 0 on the rewatchability. Execution.
The execution of this movie is just atrocious. The CGI is bad. The storyline doesn't make sense. This is exactly what happened in between Jurassic Park and The Lost World, where they branched off. They focused way too much on InGen, and now the story is InGen. The story isn't the dinosaurs. And I came to see the dinosaurs. That's the thing. So when we get to the auction, that's the most ridiculous scene in the history of this entire series. I can't get behind it. I got to give it a 0 on execution. Man, I got to give it a 0.
I'm going to go a 1 here. And the only reason I'm going to go a 1 here is just because I feel like it is a film and there is something there, whether I like it or not, it's good or bad. And I'm giving it a 1 here because the next movie doesn't get a 1 here. It doesn't deserve 1. So I'll give it a 1.
I'm gonna go like a poor plan executed well. Does that even matter? Like,
We are going to steal the moon.
like if your plan is awful and you there's some yeoman work being done with cinematography and maybe some of the directing and acting, but like the story is such a mess that does any of that matter?
No, it doesn't.
Just for the fact that everything's in focus. And the CGI is passable. It's better than much of what you'd see in a Star Wars or Marvel project. I'm going to have to give it that 2, but it can't get above that because it's all in the planning stages where this went wrong. It was all in the writer's room. That's execution as well. Originality.
I'll give it a 1. It's a terrible story. There's just no other way around it, man. I mean, there's a terrible story, terrible concept. This is the problem with taking something that was a brilliant original idea from Michael Crichton and just letting the studio just run with it because they want big dinosaur movies every few years. This is kind of what you end up with when you do that. And it's a shame because I don't think Michael Crichton had weaponized hybrid genetically engineered dinosaurs when he was writing Jurassic Park. So this is definitely something I've got to give it. I'll give it a low score. I'm just going to give it a 1.
Yeah, I'm down with the 1 here too, because the only thing that I would giving it a redeeming point is the whole idea of them escaping at the ending is kind of what we wanted anyway, and we didn't really think we'd have to wait another movie to even show that. So I'll give it a 1 just because at the end they at least showed them leaving and Malcolm's talking about that, even though it didn't matter. But I'll give them a 1 just for the sake of doing that.
I don't know. I think I'll give it a 1.5. 95% of this movie is like they took the rest of the Jurassic Park movies and they threw them in a blender, and they were just like, here's some stuff from the other ones. Like Jurassic Park as a film series doesn't have to have tropes, but by now, man, does it. Like the guy who doesn't want to get involved with the dinosaurs again. You know, we got it. It immediately started with Jurassic Park 2. You had Goldblum didn't want to go back to the island.
Of course. No.
Then you had Sam Neill doesn't want to go back to the island.
No force on earth or heaven could get me on that island.
Now Chris Pratt doesn't want to go back to the dinosaurs.
What could go wrong?
I'm going.
Don't.
And you always have to like twist their arm. But, you know, you had the human cloning angle, which amounted to nothing. But, you know, I don't understand why it needed to be shoehorned into this movie, but like it hadn't been in any of the other ones. So, and then we had the dinosaur Taken auction, you know, that kind of was reminiscent of Taken.
But what I do have are a very particular set of skills.
And so you took some Taken aspects and threw that in there, you know, so that's original for Jurassic Park. I don't know if it's good, but it's original. So, yeah, there's our rankings for Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. We crunched the numbers, and it came in at a 1.3. Slabbed. Okay. Wow.
Awesome.
Slabbed Cinema.